All right, Christy, I've got her nails prepped and ready to go. And what you do first, if I can find it, is I take a Band-Aid and just put it over their nail just like you would. This isn't the acrylic Band-Aid, it's just a regular Band-Aid, just a regular Bond. You know what I'm talking about. Put it over the nails, and I'm only gonna do one hand at a time just so I can get through this process so you'll see it. But typically I do each hand. So that's done. Start off with your base. She's going to be doing this color. This is S&S. I'm using gelish base, but it doesn't matter. They're all the same. And like we talked about on the phone, you can use a spoon. I don't. And so just put it on. Make sure your coats are thin. If it's too thick, you're gonna have a problem. But put it on, make sure it's covered, and then just dip. Tap, and go to the next one. If you miss a little spot like this, it's okay just to come back and just get a little bit on there, re-dip it. Your second coat is going to be the one that kind of gives you the all over. So if you miss a spot, it's not that big a deal. Your second coat will take care of it. But again, you got to make sure your base is thin. If it's not thin, it's going to be, or if it's stringy, it's going to be a problem.
Don't think of that sound as a receipt being crumbled. Think of it as lost deductions, because every business receipt you lose is cash lost. $5, $3, $2. And if you misplace $10 of business receipts every workday for a year, that's $2,600 in lost deductions, unless you've already snapped them with QuickBooks.
Snap and sort your expenses for maximum deductions at tax time. Visit QuickBooks.com. Smarter business tools for the world's hardest workers. QuickBooks. Back in the
And then what I do is now I would typically go to the next hand, but we're not. We're going to do this hand first. Brush off the excess. If you don't brush off the excess, your brush is going to get cakey on your base. So brush off the excess. Go to the second base coat. Same thing. Base. Cover the nail really good. This is the time to see your weak spots. Cover real good. Dip again. And just tap it. So as you see, I'm just working fast. Once you get that base on there, just have that jar ready to go. And it's almost easier to lift the jar up to the nail than it is trying to put their nail in the jar, if that makes any sense. So just lift the jar up. If you get a little bit on the cuticle, just like you would polish, just get it off like that. And then tap it. The key is once you get this on the nail, make sure you put your brush right back in your bottle, because that's why your brush is getting so thick. Then tap it. So now we've got the two coats on of the color. Same thing, take the excess off. And then the third coat is your clear. And this just kind of seals it. and we've learned that's just been trial and error that we've learned just to seal it. So some things will tell you to put it on the base. We have found by putting it on top and sealing it, they hold up a whole lot better. And again, just cover the nail and dip. And you see, it's really fast. You just, as long as your glue or your resin, your base coat is thin, you got no worries. And the thumbs are the hardest, for whatever reason. So now we've done this, you're done. This is where we were talking about the activator. This is where the first time you use your activator. And what this does, this just makes sure that activates that super glue or that resin and kind of dries it. So you activate them. And I'm just gonna prep one of the nails and put the top coat on just so I can get done with the service here. And then you'll have the gist of it, but you do the same thing on all of them. I'm gonna show you just one of them. So now you're done with the top coat or the clear. And then I just shape them back up. We've already shaped them and prepped them, but I'm just shaping them back up to get the excess that's on the sides or whatever. Now, a lot of people will use just their file to go around the cuticles, but I use the drill and I just use the buffer kind, and I slightly go around the edges just to get them cleaned up. And you can see it's already dry and ready to go. And just lightly go over them just to smooth them out. Get any imperfections you have in them. And take your buffer and just smooth it out. And then remember I told you that there's 2 times that you use your activator. So now you're basically ready for your top coat. So now you put your activator back on here, and this is what dries your top coat and what makes it shiny. Just remember, when you put the activator on there, you have to wait at least 20 seconds to 30 seconds before you put that top coat, because if you don't, that top coat is going to set even on the brush and it's going to make your brush hard. So you got to give that time, and if you set it too fast, it's going to burn the client. They'll feel an intense heat if you put this on too quick. So I usually do 5 nails, and then I come back with the top coat, and then I go to the other hand that I have finished, and I put the activator on those 5 fingers, and then go put my top coat on, and that typically gives it enough time. So now, with top coat, the key is thin coats. And it only takes 2, so 1, and that's it. And then you let it sit, and if you'll watch it, you'll see that it's already starting to sit up. And it should dry just like that, where it kind of gets dull and has a semi-shine, is what it should look like. If it starts to crinkle up on you, you put top coat on either too thick or you didn't wait long enough for the activator. And then it's ready for a second coat. Again, another thin coat. And you can see my brush touch the activator and it's starting to get a little thick, but it's okay. And my friend, that's it. So that will stay shiny just like that. About 3 to 5 minutes, she should be dry and ready to go. I hope this helps. Love you bunches. Bye.